What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream here on YouTube. We're going back to back 2 days in a row, make up for some poor decisions yesterday. See if we can a little better today. Couple of announcements. We did just announce and launch our mass database analysis product. A few people asking if I could talk a little bit about that. So obviously there's some detail there in the chat. It is across a few different stakes, but looking at the stakes individually, the numbers were pretty similar. So it kind of made sense to pool it all together for a bigger data set. And especially for those lines that are a little less common in the game, you want to have a decent sample size. So 20 million-ish hands overall, split between loose, passive, aggro fish, regs, and then crushers. And just something that has been very useful to me. I spent a lot of money and time in putting it together, and I use it a lot in evaluating lines and evaluating hands that I have. So I figured that people might find some value in it. So if you have not, go ahead, check it out. That's in our PLO Poker Coaching Discord server. There should be a link that works in the chat below if you need it. Other than that, I mean, that's kind of the only thing that changed since yesterday. So we can jump into the action and see if we can concentrate for the full session this time. Oh, I guess the other thing that kind of came out yesterday, and it says kind of got some traction in the Discord server, is if you are interested on Sunday at, did I say 8 p.m? 8 p.m. GMT, I think. Check the general check the general channel in the server for the info on it. But basically gonna get some people from the PLO Poker Coaching community, and we're gonna kind of jump in to some reg tables. Like, I'll try and just open sit them and then just fill them up with people that have showed interest in it. And I'm gonna live stream it, and we'll kind of show the winning hand, that kind of stuff. Try and tilt each other probably a lot. So could be a good bit of banter, but also definitely will be educational, playing against some other deeper thinkers of the game, regs, people who are making informed decisions in a challenging kind of environment without playing too much rake. So I'm very excited for it. And if you want to play, we're doing this one on Sunday at 8 p.m. GMT on GG this time. We're going to explore some other options whereby we look at maybe coin poker, so more people can play. This is very marginal. Open on the left because this person was so tight, so I think we can fold to the 3-bet. On this turn, it's an interesting one. Do we want to check? Like, the thing is, he's not going to bluff that much because he doesn't have that much fold equity. So I actually think about just jamming here. If we were deeper, I would check because it's a turn that they're going to barrel pretty hard. But with a marginal hand, we just kind of want to ship it here. We get snapped off. We'll definitely run it twice. We win the first and the second against a pretty nitty pro. Are you pro? Is purple a pro? What is pro? Or does that just mean that they're like I guess like an affiliate, a promoter of the site? Left with like a non-nutted jack and then just blocking. It draws here. I'm inclined to just check call. I don't think we really need too much protection, and like when we get jammed on with this hand, it's like not fun. the ultimate blank, so don't really have a leading range on this card. And going to check a call again, I think for the same reasonings on the flop. And the thing is here, we do block a lot of the draws, so I mean he can be bluffing with like a weak king, and so we can kind of like go for value here and try and get a hero call by King X or aces. And we do get called by King X, so it works out pretty nicely. Tito, what is up, my man? What is up in the chat? Justin, how are we doing? Yes, I am well rested. I am well rested. I actually honestly didn't play that much this turn. We sometimes have the best hand, but can't really check call. And on this river, I mean, not many boards. You'll have some straights. We have like, I think we have too much showdown value, and I'm gonna actually check and then maybe check raise. And yeah, we do realize some of the showdown value there. I gotta turn my air keeps coming on and off and like blowing the green screen out, so you get like this right here. So we're gonna try and fix that. I'm gonna shut the air up for a bit. Okay, I'm just gotta figure out which way to move this thing. All right, seems like we're good. Tito, yes, I have you down. I have you down as participating. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I think we do have a call here against being deep against this maniac. Batashurov, I don't know. It was more Russian. I kind of backed out of my accent halfway through pronouncing his name there, and it just sounded Russian. Probably actually gonna bet this flop, to be honest. I will have a lot of double suited hands that connect, blocking draws and flushes. Not ideal. Definitely weren't looking for a call here. Yeah, we could barrel non-pairing turns. That's a pretty good one. But I mean, we get it in drawing dead. I think probably because we are so short, he might not fold a set. So I'm probably going to check back and then bluff non-pairing rivers, I guess. And obviously fold to the snap jam. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, on Sunday, I guess probably the thinking is I'll just open sit, and every time someone sits down, I'll open a new table, and you know, we might lose a seat or two to random people joining on GG, but if everybody's ready and like monitoring the tables, we'll kind of communicate in the Discord channel. We should be okay. Not sure what format we want to do it for the reg side. I think potentially I'm actually gonna bet like 4 here. Try and get this guy to call and then this guy to shove. And on the left, I think probably betting small with the ace blocker might make sense. multiware. I mean, it's not fantastic. We run into kings, obviously, a good portion of the time. I mean, just getting it in. Pretty much the worst turn in the deck. Question is, if we check back, what rivers can we call? And we'll get no value in the board pairs, given that it looks like we have like aces. Oof, tough spot, tough spot. The worst turn in the deck with the worst river in the deck. Shove it into me and I will fold, sir. I mean, he could have kings, but I think he just jams kings. And yeah, not the most fun run out that I've ever seen. I think this is too weak, even with the Nutsu, and the fact that we'll probably get some callers behind. Oh, everybody folds. This is pretty tight. You're just gonna call. We'll have leads. I don't know that we have enough here, but I like to play a little aggressive. Like, obviously having the ace of spades is better here, but like when we don't get raised in the spot, it obviously looks gross here, but when we don't get raised in the spot, like we can barrel a ton of spade turns. Just because a lot of nut flush draws will be in the raising range, so we do get raised that time. On the right, I think we do probably want to call with some decent two-pair outs and plenty of bluffable turns. Pretty good one to bluff. I don't see many people checking boards on those turns. Question is, do we got like the nut flush to fold? I think it's gonna be more likely. There's not too many other hands. Unless we get jammed on, obviously. There'll be some slow plays in there. We do take it down. I mean, this isn't a bad hand to 3-bet against a... I mean, I guess it's only 40% VPIT. I mean, I don't mind it. He's a little wide and he's short, and we have high cards. Man, what flop are we folding? Actually gonna check back here in position. Probably could bet. Thinking about it, taking more time, because obviously the king isn't a great card for us. Well, it's a good card, but not great. And then obviously like the 6 and 4 and stuff is pretty weak too. I mean, won't be folding river. And when he doesn't bet, I think we can just value bet. I mean, he's not folding pre-flop, and it's just like such a marginal hand. Cop 1, boy. Appreciate the good luck, sir. Not a regular open raise here. Probably, maybe with the king high suit. What is up, UL? And I'm not gonna bluff on the right without a diamond. Can't rep too much and have some showdown value here. On the left, I think it's probably too weak to bet. I run it twice pretty much every time, unless they're below like 50 big blinds, probably, like maybe even less, maybe like 40 big blinds. Even people with 50 big blinds, I'll run it twice. On the left, do we want to check jam? We could check call. I mean, it's just very likely we're against top 2 or sets. Maybe we just check call. I mean, we never make mistakes on the river, but there's so little behind, so I guess we want to I guess we're just getting it in. Or I mean, we can, I mean, I guess we can call and fold. I mean, he's not going to fold much either, right, when we just call. So like on this river, like we obviously never win. And could potentially raise here with the 4. And so we save ourselves 20 big blinds. And he's gonna have like 2 power or something. Or set, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how he doesn't just shove river. I guess because he blocks a 9. So like in those spots when you have no fold equity, and there's just like 0 chance like that you win without hitting. A little bit loose here. You can just call and save the blinds. Like he's not gonna like if the turn even is a club. Like if the river's a club and I jam, like he's still probably not even folding top set. To be honest. We get squeezed with a hand that wasn't even an open in the first place. So I think we can just let it go. And checking back on the right with marginal, no backup type hand. And against this bet on the turn, I mean, I don't rep much 4-6. I don't think he does either. So I think just calling here is fine. And like he's not banging the turn with like 6s through jacks, and I don't think he folds a queen. So I think that we probably just have too much showdown value against his misdraws. Well, I guess he is banging the turn with the jacks and a flush draw. So that would be something to note. Man, be a little loose. Not a great card on the left, so I don't think bang achieves much because we run into queen x a lot. And I think probably check raising, or honestly just check folding maybe. Like we don't block aces. Okay. And I think just probably gonna come along against the small sizing. Flop, pretty decent hand. And don't want to be raising here really with our heart and middle pair. But I could see some leads on the turn. It's just not great not blocking a king. I think blocking a king, we could probably go for it more. Here I'm more inclined to check call. So now it's going to be interesting if he bets, given that I think we actually have a decent bluff catcher. And interesting. With the backdoor nut flush draw, I think we can call here. Not the turn we were looking for. No leads really on this board. Multi-way out of the big blind. And I think I might actually check raise this turn. It's pretty believable. Pretty big bet. And well, didn't really have time to think this one through. Don't know if I want to check raise with ace queen. Do we get sets to fold? We're going for it with little hope for success against the nuts. With little hope for success. And didn't actually see what happened on the right. Pair wrap and a heart blocker. I'm a little more inclined to raise this one. I think the nuts and 2 pair. I think we'll go for half pot here. We can still get most of it in by the river. Unless it is the heart, and you know, a ton of his range is flush draws given what we block, so just gonna be checking back, I think. Love it, love it, love it. The 9 high flush. Yeah, just getting out of the way of the aces, and then getting aces. And we get the 3-bet out of the blind, so obviously 4-bang. Praying for the ace king king. Okay. 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 All right, so we win a pretty nice pot with a very, very disgusting stack off. That Rainbow Kings? Rainbow Kings. Rainbow Kings. And I mean, 3-bet range 0, but I mean, maybe this like isn't the place to be doing it, but in such against such tight 3-bet ranges. But I mean, if you're looking for a 4-bet bluff hand, that is pretty much the nuts. Maybe not with this guy directly to my left. And this guy's probably not going to be too aggressive, so we're not going to see too many opportunities to check raise here. I guess it's gross if we... Yeah. I mean, top peg got shot second up flush draw. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Ah, man. If we jam, we don't fold out the nut flush draw, so what do we achieve? I guess we want to probably keep this guy in, so maybe we can make some money if we run into the nut flush draw. I mean, we did say we're back calling. And then we'll jam this turn though, because against this guy's range, like there are some hands that he can call with that we have dominated. Like pair and flush draws. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh dearie me. We need the non-heart jack, please. I take a deuce or a king or a 10. Oh my goodness. For the scoop. Oh, wow. That is some tilt fuel right there. That is some absolute tilt fuel. Honestly, I wasn't paying too much attention to the left, so it was just checking down. So no comments as to how I just played that hand. I think this is alright to come along without the big blind. And not getting too excited on this board. I'm not gonna bet without straight blockers. Problem is, you can value bet straight, and we're obviously not doing well against that, but I don't think we can fold to this sizing. I do want to play in position against this guy. I mean, this guy can just be limp raising so much though, like we could just be burning big blinds, but maybe it's worth it for 2BB. And then just check folding river with no blockers to straights or flushes. I mean, being deep out position against this guy, I don't want to, but I mean, this guy's range is so wide. And here I think I do want to bet. It's not that many great turns for me. We have a lot of blockers right now. Just the fact we have the back turn up flush draw, you could consider checking back. are we getting the full table involved here on the left? We are indeed, and we whiff, unfortunately. Against this guy so short with a pair in our hands and an ace. Actually just gonna fold. Probably shouldn't with the connected 6-7 in a suit. And folding with a caller over here. With the 3, I guess we just fold. Should we go again? Reminiscent of yesterday's 4-bet punt. I mean, this guy's range is a lot tighter, so I wouldn't mess around with him, but... I mean, these blinds are so tight. I mean, it's got to be close to raising range. And 2-9's pretty standard-ish raise. If we do get called by sets, obviously we have some equity, and can kind of bluff more runouts given that we block the diamonds, and we will have the nut blockers enough on the river to follow through. Can make an argument that we're like a bit shallower, so our 9s have less value there, but I still think that, you know, we're going to be fine. So top pair, open-ended, nut flush draw. Pretty deep. I don't know if I want to check raise this, so I'm just gonna go pot. And we do take it down, ISOing from this wide player. We block the kind of limp raising range, so gonna get in the mix. I have a good amount of leads on this board, and I'm actually gonna lead. I'd rather have obviously like a 7 or an 8. This guy's tilted. Yeah, Diego. That was definitely the star of a monkey tilt rage session that potentially just happened there. I gave him no respect, no credit for having a reasonable hand. Turns up with the effective nuts against me. Then gets well, he wasn't 3-outed, I guess. I had more outs against him. As a whole, I only had 3 outs, but I had obviously 2 pair outs against to win the side pot with him. But yeah, still very, very tilting. And we get 3-bet by super nits, and just gonna fold. I think with the 7 here, I think we're going to go for a small raise. And the question is, do we want to pot the turn? I think we do actually want to pot the turn and then just pot fold. Well, I guess we do have redraw equity. Let's actually check back. Kind of the worst river. Against block, I don't think we can fold. Obviously, it would be nice to have a pair blocker. I think we just run into like 4-4 a ton here. Maybe he is, then that's straight. And we saved ourselves some money, but... Okay. That is the downside to the small check raise. But again, how many times is he gonna hit basically the 2 hour on the the 2 hour and then run a pretty marginal. A call though. I mean, this deep, I guess we're calling, even with this garbage. Can have aces with like a gut shot. And this is it's a little loose, but I mean, we're super deep and we're going to be able to apply a ton of pressure. If we get jammed on the flop by jacks, you know, it is what it is. I guess we shove a stack in on the river and we block the straight. And he will have some sets that he just calls on the flop. Unfortunately, I mean, not ideal. And betting on the left even without a spade. Given that we just have poor playability going forward. That same hand you see bet as exploit range check spot. And get fucked. Good reminder that exploits open you up to being exploited. I actually don't know. I don't remember which spot we were talking about. When I see bet range check spot. Yeah, I don't, if you, yeah, let me know which one that actually was. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. That's how Nash equilibrium and, you know, solver theory works, right? Like it's a moving target that, you know, whenever you make any sort of play away from the current Nash equilibrium, there is an exploit factor that your opponent should take, and therefore should drive you back down towards a different equilibrium. And then all of those equilibriums go on and on, back and forth, and then you get to the solver output, right? That's like how a solver works. So yeah, but I can't remember the exact spot, so it's hard to say. As soon as I start streaming, everyone starts calling me. I'm like, come on, man, what's going on? And yeah, ace high, I'm probably gonna bet a lot here. And just get raised every time, apparently today. I have no idea if Ajon is a super nit. Dude, what is going on? All right, guys, give me like 1 second here. Like 50 people calling me. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know if he is in it or not. He's just playing 16% VPIP over 1100 hands. So if those are your stats, I'm gonna call you a nit. Bada Beam, yeah, he yeah, I see him sometimes. I think he actually asked me the other day if I ever play 200 Russian cash, which I might start doing. I mean, like I don't know. You guys let me know what you care about. I mean, do you like the pool's not going to be that much different? I mean, it'll be a bit better in terms of standard, but like, you know, the Rick really isn't that much more that like I'm going to be paying. So if you guys would prefer to see 200 Russian cash, like, you know, we can definitely do that as well. And it's tough on the left. I think with the ace king and then the 7 of clubs, I think we can probably just call. Pot size bet, pair and gut shots, don't love it. Think we just fold. And then check fold on the right with no equity picked up and no real opportunity to bluff on future streets. And then the question is, do we want to bet for value? I guess he does have some king 9 in his range. Maybe we could check raise. Do we get him to fold king 9 is the question. Do we get him to fold king 9? I don't think that it's a terribly great idea to try and get people at these stakes to fold boats. Good blockers on the turn, and you know, actually can use some protection against random overcards. King, queen, queen, 10, rainbow. Probably still fold, to be honest. And I'm gonna lead here small. Don't expect to get raised too much on this board. And we do have a gut shot and then good future blockers. And obviously very good board for our range. And we'll complete here with some nuttiness, and I don't expect to get raised by too many draws, but I guess we'll check exploitatively. Like, I kind of want to lead here because there's so many hands that people will call with but won't bet, and we unblock basically all of them. And that's a pretty bad turn. And we do block jacks, we unblock queens, we unblock all spades. That will probably continue. I don't mind bang here. Can we fold to this four-way? I mean, I guess we still have equity against the queen. And there's still some draws out there that the button can stab with. And then I think checking back here on the left. And this lead doesn't make too much sense. What happened here? He check called flop, tournament check, 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 and now he bets. How many deuces does he have? He must have some flush draws in there. Can't imagine many straights. I mean, if this is in the small blind call calling range, then yes, that is a horrible call. Okay. Oh, okay, I think we're gonna make today short and sweet because I have to call a few people back. It's a little hard to focus when I know that some people are wanting to call me, wanting to talk to me, that have called a couple times, so want to check in. we will be back on, obviously, on Sunday. I'll keep posting in the channel about that. Decent hand here to check raise. I guess we really want to block the ace though. It's too, I mean, it's a big bet, but we really want to have a 10, obviously. I think we just fold now. So yeah, so we'll keep posting in the chat, we'll get it sorted. And yeah, anyone who wants to join, just post in the chat. And yeah, it should be a good bit of banter. And yeah, UL, we yeah, I like that idea. I think that's a good option, because obviously we have a wide variety of people in the chat. So maybe we will do like 250 two tables there. I think that's a good idea, actually. Make it a bigger gap, because I don't think there's that much difference between no backup equity against a 4 or even a king. So I'm gonna fold. Yeah, there's a much bigger difference between 250 or 225. So I think it'll be good to talk through some different plays that we make there. So yeah, we can definitely do that and boot up some 200. And help keep funding GG. Blocking an 8 and some backdoor flush draws. Don't think that we want to bet. I mean, we will be calling. I guess this is 4-way. But we have, you know, some outs against the 7, and that is a pretty juicy card for us. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Sunday. Looking forward to it. Should be fun. Check out the new Discord. Tons of info in there. The new product is out. Take a look at that. It's pretty high value stuff, in my opinion, but I am biased, obviously. But yeah, always appreciate it. And good luck at the tables out there.